Hey, what's up everyone? This is Anthony, and this is Let's Clear the Air. Today, we'll be talking about the air quality in the Inland Empire and speaking to those leading the fight for environmental justice. Today, I have three wonderful guests: Professor Sunny Ivy from UC Riverside, Joshua Bell, community organizer, and Yasi Cabezare, lead organizer for the Sierra Club MyGen campaign. We've had 87 days straight this year where we've exceeded the smog standards. Can you explain to us what smog is and how that has a negative impact on our health?
Yeah, absolutely. So like you said, this summer, the South Coast Air Basin experienced 87 straight days of exceeding the ozone standard. In comparison to the trends over the last 10 years, ozone has been going down, but this year we saw a bit of an anomaly, and we're trying to figure out was this caused by a meteorological anomaly, or do we need to do more as far as controls are concerned? So what is photochemical smog? Well, in the Los Angeles Basin and the South Coast Basin, in the presence of sunlight, nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds, they chemically combine to form a secondary pollution like PM2.5 and ozone. And so that's what you see over the basin, and it looks brown, and this is because of the nitrogen oxides.
So what is PM 2.5? Because we hear that a lot, right?
So particulate matter is solid or liquid particles that are suspended in the atmosphere. So the 2.5 means that their aerodynamic diameter is 2.5 micrometers or less. So this is very, very small, smaller than the strand of your hair. And they're small enough to actually get into the deep lung and cause different respiratory and cardiovascular health effects like asthma, COPD, and respiratory infections.
Yasi, can you talk a little bit more about, because you're on the ground, you're working with the community, what are some of the things that you hear from members about just their experiences with this?
So I work with a lot of youth, and a few of our youth actually have been advocating because they've been affected by the air quality. They either were born with asthma or they contracted it. Some even have contracted something called runner's asthma. You go on a run or ride your bike, you can get sick from the air. So it's a very serious issue. You have communities that are right next to these developments that keep polluting. And that's what we work on at My Generation, is finding regional solutions to stop this.
But what's causing this? I mean, why are so many people exposed to diesel emissions?
Like Yasi just said, it's these large developments. More and more they're coming in closer to our communities. I know out in Bloomington there was a warehouse that was proposed to be built 700 feet from a community and right down the street from a high school. Although it's not the warehouses themselves that cause air pollution, it's what follows the warehouses. Most of the pollution does come from the trucks that idle at the warehouses themselves. While they're there, they're just pumping out all this pollution, and it's just it's affecting our community.
How can we, as advocates, push local jurisdictions and air regulators to stop this, or to at least mitigate this, and that way the impacts aren't as heavy?
Part of what motivates me to do my job is making sure that there is a diverse set of voices at the table when considering the technology and the research that go behind the decisions made with regard to environmental protection.
So environmental justice precedes borders, it precedes interests, it's an inclusive practice. And I hope that when we are solving, this issue of 87 bad air days in our region, we look towards environmental justice solutions. We look towards integrative practices rather than having every interest siloed, because we only have one Earth. We only have one community right here in the IE. So that burden is going to be carried over, and we have to be aware of our impacts for the future. And, it's going to be a struggle, but we're here for each other, and we're making progress. We have a lot of great solutions at the table locally from the grassroots level, in the policy and then the sciences that are there in front of us. It's time to act. So I hope we can keep acting together, and I hope we can keep getting more folks involved and building together as we move forward. Thanks again.
Awesome. So there you have it. These three great community members are holding it down. for environmental justice. And so for more information, look out for them. This is Let's Clear the Air, and I'm your host, Anthony Victoria. Peace.